Everybody, thank you for joining us. This is going to be a Constitution reading for UNIAACL-EACL or EACL for short, Egbe Bantu. Now, this is the Constitution. We're going to just start reading it straight through. And we have Prince Bio Yakubu here from Borgu Empire, which is famous for being Mande, Mali, Senegambia, and Oduduwa hybrid community in Africa, connected to East Africa and West Africa at the same time. You have the Hausa kingdoms nearby, Oduduwa kingdom nearby, Mali Empire. So it's a diverse kingdom in Nigeria and Benin and Togo, Ghana, Mali. So that's who we're reading with today, and we're just going to see how we can spread this idea of a confraternity or secret society for African people just meet and plan their future in private. But this is a public reading just for transparency, and the Constitution is public, and we're just going to hold everybody to the same standards. Okay, I'm gonna start. It says 2022 Constitution of the Kubo Indisioji Itutu Aluja Abantu Chiang Limbog Egbe Bantu Chiang Limbog. And I just want to explain the meaning of that. I know it's a big word. Ukobo means spirit in Zulu. Indisioji means black-headed ones in Igbo. Itutu means taxation or throwing hands or sharing taxes or group economics, or it also solvency, balance, equilibrium. Itutu means all that. It means cool in Yoruba, balance and sharing money in Igbo. Some dialects. Aluja is Luba, Kiluba, Central African language for restoration or restoring the earth, or rebuilding, making sacrifice to expand. Aluja means all that. A Bantu means like initiated society or a private society. Chiang means order, or the sun, or a circle, a community circle. Limbog means natural order or natural laws. It's a law system. Some people call it Ma'at in Egyptian. Egbe Bantu Chiang Limbog basically means, or Egbe means, how would you say, like a union. It also can mean a firearm or self-defense mechanism or integrated machine. So altogether, like reading it left to right, it means the spirit of black-headed people who share money or who are cool, rebuilding private black society of order under natural law. And Egbe Bantu Chiang Limbog means basically, the defense mechanism or the organization of the private society under order of divine law. So basically we're talking about a spirit, Ukobo, that organizes people, and we're talking about Egbe, the actual organization of the people, or secret society, or council of the people. So this is like a think tank. It's guided by a spirit of cultural renaissance and sharing group economics. Now this is, as we record this, it's 3 a.m. in Nigeria. And Brother Yakubu, I don't know if he's still awake, but we're going to try to get through some of this. And I want to thank you for your time, and I apologize. We just work crazy hours over here, and it's like we try to relax, but then it's 3 a.m. in Nigeria. It's just crazy. And I want to thank you for your time, and we're going to keep reading. I don't know how you're still awake, but we're gonna keep going. It says the preamble, and I rewrote this, and I just wanted to make it as wordy as possible, so there's no mistakes of where we want to go, and there's no cutting up because this is an old idea, Marcus and Amy Garvey movement. It just so many parts get left out on purpose because people don't want to see change. So, but anyways, preamble: the Okobo Indisioji Itutu Aluja Abantu Chang Limbog / Egbe Abantu Chang Limbog is a social, friendly, humanitarian, charitable, governmental, metaphysical, educational, initiation-based, institutional, constructive, and expansive society, and is founded by persons desiring to the utmost to work for the general evolution of the Negro peoples of the world into a Bantu, member citizenry, military order, and civilization units, Ibuto Obodo, and the members pledge themselves to all in their power to conserve the rights of their noble race and to respect the rights of all mankind. The motto of the government is the blessing formula and spell Nguvu ya Jua Ijue Nyumbahi, meaning the power of the sun knows this house. Alternatively, Nguvu Anajua Wazi Nyumba, meaning power knows the homeowners or organized elders of a household or lineage. This is Kiswahili or Kimiji Kenda derivation of Ankh Uja Seneb, ancient Kemet, and Ogu Aja Izunobi, medicine, sacrifice, meditation, Obiaforaka / Allah Igbo. We ban and repudiate this word Pan-Africanism as a source of intentional confusion, destruction, stagnation, and contradictions, a cult of parasitic Western education and degrees-based hierarchy, parasitic alien Western democracy, Berlin Conference colonies called countries, and the destruction of indigenous sources of Black federation and military family building, while admitting alien language twists the true meaning of many things. The philosophy of UNIAACL-EACL or UNIAACL-ONOAIM can be translated to a Bantu federalism, Poro Abantu, meaning Congress of Initiated People, Africanism, Palite Abantu Africanism, Abantu fundamentalism, African imperialism, Black imperialism, Abantu imperialism, Ima Entuology in the Obiafraka, embedding Black fundamentals through ritual ashes, or Abantuism. Therefore, let justice be done, realizing that if the strong oppress the weak, confusion and discontent will ever mark the path of man, but with perseverance, pragmatism, self-reliance, logic, information exchange, and charity, the reign of peace and plenty will be heralded into the world, and generations of Abantu shall be called blessed. Made for the government of the Kobo, Indiasoji, Itutu Aluja, Abantu, Chiang Limbog, Egbe Abantu, Chiang Limbog, in effect January 2022, Constitution, Article 1. Well, before we get into Article 1, that's like I don't know, it might be one page on this document, but it took like 9 minutes, I think. Or, well, maybe less. Yeah. But what do you think so far? Do you have any questions, or do you want to? Are you writing down questions, or do you want to ask anything or say them, or? I know.
No, let's proceed.
Proceed.
Let's proceed. Yeah.
Okay. Article 1, Jurisdiction, Section 1. This body as a metaphysical that is universal or universe-inspired force and government shall be known as the Ukobo Indisoji Itutu Aluja Abantu Chang Limbog / Egbe Abantu Chang Limbog UNIAACL-EACL and secondarily as Ukobo Indi Soji Itutu Aluja Abantu Chang Limbog / Ogbo Indi Obakulu Agbasa Ike Mo. Now, if people look at the word UNIAACL ONOAIM, Obondi Obakula Obasa Ikemwo is basically let's say Igbo inspired. I know Igbo has to do it a lot with politics and religion nowadays, but it's inspired by a group called the Bona, I think the Bona Bakulo Obase Kamu in southern Africa that say they came down the Nile and Congo, down into the Zambezi and Great Lakes region, and they're sharing the culture up and down East Africa from ancient Kemet. So it was just saying that we have the same or similar language, similar translation. It means Obondi Obokulu Abasa Ikemo. It means a society of, well, centipedes or people raised high up, spreading spiritual power. But we're talking about the jurisdiction. That sentence was talking about the name. Its jurisdiction shall include all communities where the people of Negro blood, commonly referred to as African descent, have become naturalized, meaning initiated, imantu, embedding ritual ash into member citizenship, ubu entu, shouldering, carrying ahead with the same ritual initiation systems. In it alone and through the MZ, Nyumbani Watu and M2 Hati Wa Kimat let me spell it like Kimataifa. Swahili, man. Hereinafter spoken of, and his successors are vested powers to establish subordinate Ukanda / Makanda zones / territory / energy container / field / unified fibers / garden, comma Uwa Okanda, flowers, expanding spiral blossoms, sprouts or offshoots within a zone, garden, belt or corridor, and other organizations whose objects shall coalesce and be identical with those herein set forth, and its mandates shall be obeyed at all times and under all circumstances. So basically, the first part of the page deals with the jurisdiction, or we're basically saying the people, our rules apply to people of African Negro descent who are initiated into this society, or who are basically vetted and naturalized. They say that they're part of us and it's agreed upon. In the USA, they have something called tribal government, where I guess if you prove your Native American descent or blood, they'll let you have your own government, and if you pass certain tests, they'll talk to you government to government. The president will talk to the chiefs on occasion, and basically, with this structure, we're saying, African chiefs can be organized to speak with each other and speak with, we can be our own superpower. That's what we're saying we can do. And maybe if we need to, a president will come talk to us, or if we need to. But so, and then also, Mz Nyumbani Watu. Mz means elder. Nyumbani means in the house. Watu means people. So basically the title is the elder in the assembly house or the house of assembly. So when we meet and there's an elder or a chief, and then there'd be the M2 Hati, which means a person with the documents, so the secretary. Wa Kima Taifa means it means people. Basically, M2 Hati means secretary. Wa Kima Taifa means international. So it's international secretary and elder of, or chief of the assembly. So a chief and a secretary, basically.
Wow.
That's what it means. But Kima Taifa is like a Swahili. It means international, and I know people say it looks like Kemet. They're both from East Africa. As far as Kemet is a ancient term for a irrigated or settled community. Irrigated, you pour water on the land and it's black. So some people say black soil or black people. So we're trying to bring that idea of a settled land and international people, ancient culture. But even Mz Nyumbani Watu, I think the title they said over there in Egypt or Kemet was related. Mz, yeah, I think that it was Nesu Biti. So Mz Nyumbani Watu, Nesu Biti, it's a form of saying it in Swahili. Nyumbani Watu, or Ise Bantu, ahead of the Bantu or initiated people. So anyway, that's we're talking about the jurisdiction basically being a tribal government or a fraternity-based government is voluntary. Over here in the USA, they say you have tribal rolls of paper or a list of names of people who want to sign up to be part of a tribe. So Egbe or the society, I don't know if you want to call it a tribe, but it's voluntary. It's voluntary, but we hope to spread throughout the communities and villages and take over the institutions with just educating people. Okay, so I think we ended off saying its mandate shall be obeyed at all times and under all circumstances. To the Okobo, Indisioji, Itutu, Aluja, Bantu, Chiang Limbog, / Egbe, Bantu, Chiang Limbog, through the authority granted to the Mz Nyumbani Watu is reserved the right to fix, regulate, and determine all matters of a general or international nature as affecting the objects of the government and the membership of at large. Right to reorganize rebellious Ukanda, branch / flower / offshoot / upshoot / blossom within a zone or Ukanda, which is a basic zone. Now, Ukanda, of course, it looks like Wakanda, but it's talking about a branch, and Ukanda means a zone. So we're talking about a zone. Okay, let's say Borgu is a zone, or Ukanda. It's one jurisdiction, and then maybe Kayama is a a flower, or a offshoot. Flower is a offshoot, like a branch. So Uwa means a flower, but we're using it to mean branch. So it means Ukanda is the zone, and Uwa Ukanda means a flower in the zone or a branch. So, and even people could even get it down to their household, maybe, where each household is a branch. But that's how it is. Maybe people need to refer to that in the future, but okay. It says Section 2, the right is reserved to revoke charters and to establish jurisdiction over any Ukanda or subordinate government or organization whose affairs are conducted contrary to the welfare of the Ukobo Indisoji Itutu Aluja Abantu Chiang Limbog / Egbe Bantu Chiang Limbog as required by the Constitution and general laws. So this section talks about the rights reserved to basically say that this group is not part of us, or this zone, or this community or individual, a network is not part of us anymore. Or they'll say, or they can say that we're going to take over this community for better. I guess if let's say if there's a corrupt king in Borgu or Uganda, and they say this king is messing up our business and our people, so we're going to say they're no longer part of this organization because they broke the rules. And well, now it says reestablish jurisdiction over any Ukanda. Now it's just to say you're establishing jurisdiction over a zone or a kingdom. That obviously that's controversial. So I would say, because a lot of this was copied from the original UNIAACL, some words were changed. I would say, that's up to the people to decide their jurisdiction. So it's not like we're going to say we're going to invade any kingdom, but it would be like all the kings saying that this group is not part of us. Even we had to deal with some kings so far that might have been corrupt, and then their community isn't telling the kings to act right. So we could say that we're not. If they had a charter or some document saying they're part of us, it would be revoked if the general body of community say they shouldn't be part of the league. Then it'd be revoked. So that's what that section is talking about.
Yeah.
And I guess it was a lot of this. It would just be it's organic, it's common sense. Just we haven't had the right kingdoms in contact or organized the right way. So as of today, we've been talking about Uganda, and after that, I think Gabon and Cameroon, where the House of Seven are. So I think we're on the right way. And this call, we're going to deal with the basketball financing right after, or ASAP. But we're in the right direction. I think we simplified things to a few countries. Let's put it that way. So we're moving. Section 3: Objects and Aims. The objects of the Ukobo. Would you like to say anything or comment or ask a question?
Oh, let's go. Let's move on.
Okay. Because we're 23 minutes in, and I think we're only into page 2.
Yeah.
So I just want to try to explain things. I know if I just read it straight through, it wouldn't make sense to a lot of people, and you just still need to go back and explain. So I'm just trying to explain most of things that I think people would ask questions on.
Okay. Well, maybe I can read the section 3, the objectives and aims.
Okay.
Maybe then you explain.
Okay.
Okay. Section 3, objectives and aims. The objective of the Kubo in Nyeusi, Itutu, Aluja, Abantu, Tank, Libong, / Egbe Abantu, Tank, Libong shall be to establish global conservative government and citizenship systems among Black kingdoms, to reclaim the fallen, to administer to and assist the needy, to assist in federating the kingdoms of Africa with Africans of the Caribbean, Eurasia, Austronesians, and the American continent, to assist in the development of autonomously governed Negro kingdoms and communities, to decolonize the borders, religion, and legal system of Black Africans globally, to establish commissionaries, embassies, or agencies in the principal countries and cities of the world for the representation, protection, and initiation-based ministry school or education of the member citizens, Abantu, irrespective of nationality, to promote a conscientious spiritual exchange among the native kingdoms, communes, and towns of African descent in emulation of powers chairman, to establish universities, colleges, academies, and schools for the education and culture of Black Aborigines globally, conduct a worldwide independent commercial and industrial intercourse for the good of the member citizens, cooperative and owned economy, work on a regional basis for better conditions, befitting royal extent families in all areas where UNIAACL-EACL is established. Two necessary number for Tada Tawi. My Lord, I think that is the end of section 3.
Okay, that's great. That was exciting. Okay. Is there any questions? I know I saw something that might be confusing to most people. I can't remember what it is. Oh, boycott. It says to promote a conscientious spiritual exchange. In emulation of Boy Caiman. Boy Caiman, I think it means crocodile swamp. What happened? That was in Haiti when they had they changed the government from slave masters to free. They call it black maroons or neg mawan. Basically, what happened was they elected kings even during slavery, and they met in the swamp, and they said that they had a ceremony to. Basically, I'll put it like they hypnotized themselves. They went into trance to fight anybody that resisted them, and that's how they got free. They went into African culture, and then they hypnotized themselves so they could fight for a long time. So they say that's part of people's culture, that hypnotize themselves or go into trance, some people call it. But we're saying that we want to be able to meet and discuss our culture and then put it into schools or develop our own schools. You know, some cultures that say that your age is based on when or the group of people that you're born next to, and they have different ways of educating people. So we're seeing if we can meet and discuss our own independent ways of educating things to take care of our special needs. Instead of we just copy Europe and then, you know, we can't make our own neighborhood work. We just want to leave and go to Europe or America and develop them because we were taught the wrong thing. We weren't taught how to work our neighborhoods or connect them like we used to do in ancient times. So just talking about meeting to discuss our own culture and how we take care of our environment. So that's section 3. Thank you. I could read maybe this section. Two necessary number for charter. Hati Kubwa. Hati means document. Kubwa means great. No, in Europe they had a document or a constitution or a piece of paper called the Magna Carta. And that changed and made a lot of the kings stop abusing people or Uh, so that's what we have now. We have a lot of kings that work with politicians from their village, and they just abuse people. Uh, so this is what we're saying. Uh, this is our, we're trying to catch up. The Europeans did, I think, in 1600 when they agreed to a constitution or a charter, they called it. So this is our charter. We're saying that's, let me read it. Section 4, a Hati Kubwa charter may be issued to 2 or more member citizens of any neighborhood, town, or kingdom whose intelligence is such as to bring them within respectful recognition of the broader UNIAACL East ACL member kingdoms, provided there is no chartered Ukanda in the area. So just to break that down, we're saying that a charter or constitution can be issued to 2 or more member citizens. So, for example, to be specific, a king and a secretary working together anywhere, if they're respected by, if they're respectable people, they can be brought in to represent their zone or Ukanda, as long as there's no other Ukanda in the area. So we don't want to have 2 Borgu kingdom charters, or
Yeah.
like we don't want to have 2 fighting secretaries or 2 fighting kings in one area saying they're the headquarters or something like that. So, and then the next section, it says Uwa Ukanda. Any Ukanda zone or chain.
Section 5, my lord.
Okay.
Section 5.
Section 5. I missed that. Okay. Okay. And just to clarify, Ukanda means zone. So, like we said, like Borgu could be a zone, and then it could have a smaller Uwak Ukanda or branches or flowers. Okay, so any section 5, any Ukanda zone or chain that is registered in the same city/kingdom shall be called Uwa Ukanda, a flower or blossom or expansion in the zone, and issued Magna Cartas or Great Charters, Hati Kubwa, and the Mtu Hati wa Kimataifa, executive secretary, who shall be a member citizen attached to the Uwa Ukanda, shall serve as the supervisor of the Uwa Ukanda. So basically, any zone registered, let's say a sub-region or a branch shall be called Uwa Ukanda. So if there's a Kayama zone, it's just part of a bigger Borgu zone. So you would just call it by a different name. That's the example I could use. I think does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know the capital, I guess it would be Busa. The actual capital of the Niger River is Busa.
Yeah.
But anything else in the zone, Borgu zone, would be called a flower of Borgu. So that's the translation in Swahili. Okay, dominion, provincial, or colonial charters. Now, some of this language might be outdated. I guess that's up for people to decide going forward. But in countries, African or otherwise, requiring the provincial or go ahead.
Section 6, my lord.
Okay, Section 6. Okay. Okay, in countries, African or otherwise, requiring the provincial or colonial registration of charters, there shall be issued 1 dominion, provincial, or colonial charter, as the law may require, in all Ukanda within the Hadi Kubwa. Charter limits shall be designated as Uwa Ukanda. Nothing in this provision shall be construed as giving the original Ukanda any jurisdiction over the others other than through the Makutano Mtendaji. So just to recap, Um, let's say if it's a very heavily colonized or conquered area, there'll be one charter, uh, if it's allowed by the law or if we can get away with it. Um, and then um, all other zones, would be, like we said last time, everything else would be a branch. If it's heavily colonized or conquered, there'd be one zone, and everything else would have to report to that zone. I guess even if they're different kingdoms or separate communities, they have to come together if it's really a bad situation. Um, you know, for example, if it's like a war zone, we can't just say that. We'd say it'd be one zone. Everybody has to work together and be very tight in communication.
Yeah.
So that's what this is saying. The terminology and structure would be tighter if it's a very colonial or conquered area. If these people don't want to combine the borders in Africa, or people are getting shot for expressing these ideas, it would tighten up so communication is tighter. So that's what this is saying. And the last word, makutano mtendaji, means a council or congress of officers. So so the last sentence is saying that they're going to be there's a council of officers that still work with them. So on to the next slide. I guess if there's any question in the future, people might be able to use or view this online or ask questions going forward. But Article 2, Laws, Section 1, the Ukubo, Indisioji, Itutu, Aluja, Abantu, Ching, Limbog, Egbe, Abantu, Ching, Limbog, may enact and enforce laws for its government and that for subordinate Ukanda governments, organizations, and societies and members throughout the jurisdiction. The laws of Section 2. The laws of the Okobo, Indi Sioji, Itutu Aluja, Abantu, Chiang Liambog, Egbe Abantu, Chiang Liambog shall be comprised in A, the Constitution, which shall contain the outlines, fundamental principles, and policies of the government, its jurisdiction, and that of the local Okanda and societies, the list of officers and all matters pertaining to their duties, the bylaws, which shall contain the order of procedure and convention, the specific duties of officers and committees, and the standing rules, the general laws, which shall contain all matters pertaining to the relations of members and local Ukanda and societies to each other. So basically it's talking about the structure of the laws in the society, the Constitution, or it's talking about the laws in basically, let's say, the fraternal sector or the fraternal organization. Constitution will contain the outlines, a list of officers. Oh no, I don't see anything that really needs explaining in this section to me. So just talking about the structure of the Constitution. Now I'm going to take a break at Article 3. Is that okay? I don't know if you'd want to take over, but we've been at this almost 40 minutes. It's going to go over 40 minutes. So I don't know what you like to do.
I think we can end up on Article 4 and Section 4, Article 3.
Okay, and that'll be going. Well, Um, I'm just scrolling down. Man, oh man, it's a big constitution. It says 20 pages, but I know
Yeah.
it's actually probably bigger because it doesn't have double spacing and the spacing is different. But this is
Yeah.
pretty long. Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Section 3.
Okay. Amendment to Mkataba, or Constitution. The Mkataba Constitution shall only be amended at times when such amendments tend absolutely to further the interests of the Okobo, Indisioji, Tutu, Aluja, Abantu, Chiang, Limbog, Egbe, Abantu, Chiang, Limbog, and when carried by a 2/3 majority in convention fully assembled. So this is talking about amending the Constitution.
Yeah.
I expect actually, because the culture that's so diverse, I'm not sure how people would amend the Constitution, but I expect that a lot of people will change it to their local, deal with their local issues. But there's a limit to what people can do as far as bending the rules and still being accepted by the majority of leadership, I'd say, worldwide that are under this. So I guess they're going to all keep each other accountable, is what I'm saying, to a constitution or a general set of laws. Okay, bylaws and general laws. How enacted? Section 4. Bylaws and general laws may be enacted by the convention of the Okobo, Indisioji, Itutu, Aluja, Chiang, Limbog, Egbe, Bantu, Chiang, Limbog, and such laws shall be carried by a 2/3 majority. Would you like to read some of this? And I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know if we should cut it off at a certain point.
Maybe we should put it up here and continue tomorrow with Article 3.
Article 3. Okay.
Secretary to Maputano Convention.
Let me see. I think we should read maybe one more page or one or two more pages because, I don't know. Because if we break it up maybe into four or five I think maybe that might help. Or, I don't know. What do you think? Maybe if we break it into...
I think let's break it now and continue tomorrow.
Because I'm not sure if we can, how available I'll be tomorrow. Maybe we read one page, I guess. Whatever we can do going forward, because sometimes I might be gone or miss it for 2 weeks, or it's 2 days or something like that. Not 2 weeks. I'm sorry. I might miss a day or not be consistent because of my schedule and time and going to work and different jobs I do. So I guess we could cut it off here. Our main goal, I think, was accomplished, to show people that we're committed to what we say and we're not running from the Constitution or rules, and we're headed towards a tournament. We talked about some other things as far in development. But I think we accomplished our mission, and we can end it here at, I guess, Article 3. Go ahead.
I said that is the point.
Okay, we made our point. So I thank you for your time and sacrifice, brother. And we're going to end the recording unless you have something else to say to the audience for right now.
No.
All right, that was a long 45 minutes. All right, I'm ending it now. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.